Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Taimanin. For the first video of the year, we're gonna finish with the How to Beat Step 100 series, and it's time to beat Spider Queen, Queen Arachnea. So let's get right into it. Again, we are doing this on step 200. It's designed to work on 100, and it's gonna be completely F2P. And well, let's analyze very quickly this particular enemy. So, Queen Arachnea. She is going to constantly poison the party, and that can be really annoying, guys. It really depends on how much HP you have and what effects you get when you enter the stage, because if you get the poison increase, that can be devastating. So one thing that this game is lacking is the ability to constantly remove debuffs. There are some cleansing supporters, but there aren't many to make a very cohesive strategy that can constantly cleanse debuffs. So yeah, that's something to take into consideration. Not only that, Queen Arachnea has the ability to reduce the duration of debuffs, as you can see. So yes, you can rely on debuff strategies, sure, like Ouroboros Mind Control, but it isn't the most effective thing. In fact, what you want to do is that you want to have a character who has the ability to auto-track enemies with their skills. Things like Astaroth, like the name, a Phantasma, and also Zora. Those are really the characters that you want to use. So let's get right into it. Before I forget, Queen Arachnea has a couple things that you have to take into consideration. First of all, she has very simple basic attacks, but sometimes she does charge attacks that are gonna be very wide. Like she can do a spider web explosion that is going to slow and poison whoever is near Queen Arachnea. And she can also do a charge attack where she's going to shoot a spider web to the front, and she can do a charge attack where she's going to slash with her scepter. So those are things that you want to take into consideration, and you want to avoid those attacks preferably. Queen Arachnea is going to summon mini spiders on each face. She consists of 3 phases, and in between those phases, you're gonna have to deal with a wave of spiders. That's why the characters who have tracking attacks are so important. And on top of that, on the third wave, she doesn't have the spiders, but she gains the ability to summon them after doing another charge attack. So yeah, more spiders. Yeah, this is meant to poison you. This stage is going to poison you, and that's why you always need to have a healer. So now that we know the behavior of this enemy, let's talk about the kind of characters that you want to use. You always want one of these 3 characters. You want either Zora, you want Phantasma, or you want Astaroth. Why these 3 in particular? Because of their tracking attacks. Astaroth has Serpent Blaze. Phantasma has Clinging Nightmare. If I'm not mistaken, it's Clinging Nightmare. Yeah. And Zora has Celestial Fox. These attacks are going to help you to deal with the mobs, because the stage won't progress. You won't go into the next phase until you clear all the mobs, and that's why these attacks are so important. On top of that, you want a healer, and we know that basically there are 2 main healers that we can use, and that's gonna be either Felicia or Lapis. Both are good, but Felicia is better when you already have a good amount of damage. If you don't have enough damage with all your characters, Felicia is not going to be that useful of a healer. On the other hand, Lapis can perform perfectly well without damage. You can build her as a tank and she's gonna do fine. But she also likes to have damage because then you can use her dash attack, which is going to heal her and heal the party consequently. So that's something to take into consideration. Lastly, what do you want on your last slot? Whatever you can, honestly. Preferably you put someone who provides some form of debuff. Let's say a Momochi weapon user with Bright and a Rose. If you have that, that would be super great. If not, we can go with the F2P Phantasma. That's also pretty good. You can go with another range attacker with tracking capabilities. As long as you have enough healing, you can also use... who else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You can use the other healers. Aina, White. White is not the best, but White can be used. Emily, Shizuru. Why those? Because the stage for this enemy is particularly small. It is not so small that you are guaranteed to heal with the healing area of these characters, but it is small enough so that these skills can be used optimally, and that's more than enough, honestly. So equip whatever you want: a supporter with healing capabilities, a supporter, a debuffing supporter, a damage dealer, whatever you want. Honestly, it's fine. You can also use a counter like Murasaki that provides some form of debuff. That's also viable. But remember that you want most characters to have their own form of healing. So, with that in mind, let's check this particular team. So, for this one, we're using Sora. She has 2 weapons, 5 out of 5, plus 13, plus 15. The anti-demon fire Magatabas, whatever Magatabas on the subslot. Celestial Fox, Taimanin Fox Flame, and Chosen. For the supporters, we have Misaki, we have Onigumo, and Susune. Misaki for the HP recovery just in case. Honestly, you want this on the main always if you equip it. Stats of the customs, stat training, and let's go with Lapis. Lapis is going to be using the Vajra Scepter, which gives us damage increase against demons. 3 anti-demon ice Magatamas, whatever Magatamas on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot. 5 out of 5 and plus 15. Gem support, piercing dash, moral boost, the classic. Along with Nana, Arabella, and Lilim. Lilim in the main because she has an active that is going to buff us and give us damage increase and damage reduction, as well as slowing the enemy, so that's pretty good. Stats of the customs, stat training, and Phantasma. Phantasma is going to be the supporter in this version, so we're going to be using the arena weapon, whatever weapon on the subslot, 5 out of 5 plus 15, both of them. Yeah, right? Yeah. Water and wind anti-demon Magatamas, whatever Magatamas on the subslot. Since we go red and we want her to be a counter slash debuffer, we need a lot of healing. That's why we go with Crunching Fear, Twister Dance, and Phantasmal Mirror. Along with Furfur, Lilim, Gal Lilim, and Shirayuki. If you have 2 copies of Susune, because we're using Susune on Sora, you can put Susune on the main instead of this one, and you can either put this on the subslot or keep Shirayuki. Whatever you want is fine. And these are the stats of the customs, stat training. And before we continue, let's talk very quickly on the green build in case you want to use the green build. The thing is that if you want to use the green build for Phantasma, she is going to need good HP recovery on the supporters. Otherwise, she might die. So keep that in mind. Or maybe you want to pilot this character. Depends. So for the skills, you definitely want to use Clinging Nightmare, Phantasmal Mirror, and whichever skill you want. Between Succubus Whisper or Twister Dance, honestly. Or even the range basic enhancer, that's also good. But you don't want any skill that puts you in close proximity. Even though you're not going to use the leader skill, which you would like to use, on green you're going to be a little bit more frail. And what supporters can you use for an aggressive build? You can use Trojiro along with Mitsuki. Now, you don't need to go pure. If you want to take advantage of Succubus Whisper, you want to go pure. Something like Hisui would be nice just to reduce damage taken. You can put whichever damage increase you have at your disposal. Or you also have the ability to put, where is it? Yanagi over here. Yanagi is going to give you poison immunity, which is extremely useful for this stage. Honestly, it's just that. It's just HP increase and poison immunity, and that's more than enough in some cases. Consider this supporter if you have it for this particular stage, but I'm not gonna use it. So yeah, let's do the run, and again, the name of Fuma, you know it. A classic damage reduction. So, what do you want to do? You want to deal as much damage as possible while tracking the enemies. Let's see. Will I be able to destroy the enemy on time? Perhaps, maybe, we'll see. Also, using the ultimate against the mobs in this what's the name? In these waves is actually pretty useful so that you avoid wasting time. So that's something to take into consideration. Okay, just like that, perfect. Oof. Another issue with this is that not only it slows, not only it inflicts poison, but this boss also inflicts slow. As you can see, doing this on a timely manner is particularly difficult. So yeah, I'm just going to ulti. I don't think I'm gonna be able to clear it, auto-clear it at least, but I mean, as long as we clear it, that's more than enough. Let's see, I just do this and this and this. I mean, technically, if I had done the active of the supporter, I may have had enough charge for 2 ultis. So yeah, that's another thing that I could have done. But well, that's one, and let's go with the second one. The second one, there are 2 characters who have anti-demon weapons. And I mean Wicked Star anti-demon weapons. That's gonna be Astaroth. And also we have Spinel. Well, technically there's one more character, and that's gonna be Shiranui. But if you check the tier list, the last tier list, you know that she's just a plain damage dealer who doesn't even excel at that. So yeah, she's not gonna be that useful over here. So Spinel can deal a tremendous amount of damage on blue. The thing is, she likes to crit, and we're not critting. But that doesn't matter. We use the Canna Blade with anti-demon fire Magatamas, whatever weapon on the subslot, whatever Magatamas on the subslot, 5 out of 5, plus 15. Demonic Arm Detonate, Demonic Arm Swing to help me with the waves of enemies, and Crystal Shard Burst to gain a massive damage increase. Then, Arabella, Onigumo, Maika. If you want to change Maika for a better damage dealer, that's fine. If you want to put even the arrows, that's better, because that way, no, this is not the critical damage skill. Well, even so, you gain more benefit out of that. The stats of the customs, stat training, and let's see. Over here we have Felicia. Felicia is a great healer when you deal a tremendous amount of damage. The issue with Felicia is that sometimes, depending on your gear and your awakenings, she herself won't be able to deal enough damage. I'm gonna show you the aggressive build, and well, it's better to use the renowned weapon, of course, if you have it, but if you don't, use the SR weapon. That's gonna have an anti-demon trait. So both weapons 5 and 5 plus 15, anti-demon water Magatemas, whatever Magatemas on the subslot. If we go green, we use Slaying Spree to slow the enemy and deal damage, Vampiric Zone to heal, and Sanguine Smash to debuff the enemy with a defense down. For the supporters, we use, of course, Misaki to have extra healing and damage, Torajiro, and Mitsuki. If you need a little bit of damage reduction, consider using Hisui if you have her. But this is the aggressive build. If you cannot commit to that, consider doing a defensive build with blue, using Evil Strange, Vampiric Zone, and whichever skill that you want. Basically, you can use Blood Sight or Vampiric's Blood to just deal damage. And on blue, you would be using something like... where is it? Oh yeah, Sakuya. You can also use... Well, if you have copies free of Onikumo or Arabella, you can use that, but Spinel is using them right now. You can also go with... Where is it? Akina over here to heal a little bit. And honestly, that's about it for F2P supporters that are useful. Just put whatever supporter you can just to gain more HP. Honestly, that's more than enough. As long as you're tanky and you have Akina, you'll constantly be healing. And you want to be the ambulance for your team. So that's all that it really matters. Stats of the customs, stat training, and lastly we have Astaroth. Astaroth is gonna go red. She's gonna be using Arachne's Bracelet, along with whatever weapon, 5 out of 5 plus 15, anti-demon, wind Magatamas, whatever Magatamas on the subslot. Serpent Blaze, doesn't matter if it's not active with the color. It's a great skill, no matter what. Hell's Blaze, and Fire Blast. If you pilot this character, you can use Fire Wave if you feel more comfortable with that, but that's not gonna be the case. For the supporters, we have Susune for healing and Ensnare. We have Shirayuki, and we have Nino Waver. If you feel that you need to be a little bit tankier, then you can equip Gal Lilim and Furfur. I almost forgot. Stats of the customs, stat training, and well, the name of Fuma once again. Let's do that run super quickly. This one, it's also going to take some time. Honestly, the issue with autoing this one is that it takes too much time for the animations, the transition between one wave and the other. But as you saw, I have so much damage that it's doable. Come on, just like that. I do this and I do this and done. Come on, give me an ulti, please. I need the ulti. Really? Uh-oh, I don't have the ulti on time. Let's see if I can just destroy everyone quickly. Okay, good. I just do this and I do this and also the debuff, the active of my supporter, and I think I finished on time, barely. Wow. Yeah, because obviously Spinel has a huge amount of damage, so she can do that, but Not everyone can. Well, anyways, that's about it, guys. There's different ways to deal with this. There are some other supporters that I should mention, perhaps. Like, for example, let's see, over here. On green, there is, for a human team, Lamarck, because she removes debuffs from your characters, which is nice. The issue is that she has a 70-second cooldown, almost, well, 68-second cooldown, so that's kind of long. We also have Eleanor, Divine Tree Eleanor. When using skills, consume particles, summon birds, last removing debuff. So she's gonna summon a tree that lasts for 4 seconds and removes debuffs constantly. But again, 70-second cooldown. Wow, that's just what I needed. Like something that is not really reliable when the enemy is constantly debuffing me. Yeah. Well, anyways, that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.